and just picking something else like an Ancient, I think would have been a better option, despite Complexity expecting it.
So our two casters, Sponge and Machine, are ready and waiting to take us into game, but we thought it might be fun to chat to them, bring them in. We're going to have a 4-man analyst desk. What's up, gents? How are you doing this morning?
Look at me, Sammy! Look at me! We can't really get too into it because we have got the game on our screen.
Finish them, Alex!
Oh, they will.
That's the Jason Lake.
Yeah.
So you did the Lake, I did the Jason. Sorry, guys, the game's live.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, we'll be back. See you guys.
Hopefully the game brings the energy we just did.
I think so.
Otherwise, we might be in a little bit of trouble.
I'm excited, man, and I love what the desk is saying. What do you make of Yanko's take that, you know, returning to Anubis, you've already won it twice. Does lightning strike thrice?
I don't know, once bitten, twice shy doesn't really play in this scenario. Look.
Why is JT on A? Is he always A? He's a con player, but he's hanging out here.
It's a pistol round.
Yeah,
Do whatever you want. It's freestyle.
And he's in. And so are the T's. Lovely start. Lake 1. JT back. He doesn't go down to Wreck, and slaxz going to test them. And JT and Elige hit them all. Headies plenty. Sin's still hanging around. He's not going to have much to do here. He's going to track the first nicely. Can't adjust. And JT has found himself a triple with that P2000.
It's a long way around for Swisher. Going to try and come in through the back lines. Picked himself up a P2K as the diffuser's coming through. It's the full 10-second. Now, they're not prepared, but he has to be noisy. Oh, no, he doesn't.
No, he
he's
doesn't.
Not going to get there in time. And diffused this round for Complexity. Okay. Well, look.
No harm, no foul.
Not the end of the world for Swisher. A plant, I think we should see the force play come through for M80 into the second round of play, but taking care of business are Cole. And it's an interesting conversation, especially when you have lost the map twice to a team and now they're picking it into you. Whoa. That one looked tidy, didn't it?
Yeah, like I don't know who that favors, right?
I think it shows the confidence of M80 against Complexity.
Like, we can do it again.
Exactly, right? And they're not afraid of Cole, but have Cole learnt from those two previous outings? I suppose that's the biggest question mark, as we do see the force by starting to manifest. Galil's Tech 9s and heavy towards B with 3.
I like their B setup, Chad. As long as Grim gets one, Double Dot can clean up the rest, and nobody's looking! Woof! That is disastrous for M80. Couldn't have gone worse.
Yeah, this is a great start for Cole. Should be able to get himself a little upgrade here as long as they deal with Swish. Last alive in consecutive rounds. Bombed down enemy territory. 4 players on the other side of that wall. And...
hey, yo!
Okay, that's a bit messy, gents.
It's a bit more than he was worth.
Indeed, he's had time with the Tech 9 to course correct. Even keep Grim on notice, but there's Floppy. And they'll be able to scavenge back. So M4's carried through into round number 3, and we should see the full eco.
But another domestic derby. I guess I should stop being so surprised when we're in the Americas.
RMR, right? Yeah.
But regardless, it is always an interesting kind of clash. The desk has already touched on it, but I'm sure we will continue to throughout this series. And with some incredibly high stakes. I don't think Complexity would be too upset regarding the head-to-head if this is the one they win.
Exactly. And it's all been this season. Obviously, Malbs was taken by G2, plugged in, and has been thriving. A couple of trophies for G2 since his inclusion.
But I think one of the, what with my Englishness and my penchant for the underdog.
And shit talk.
Yes, both of those things are my favourites. So in combination, I definitely have a soft spot for M80, as well as just the fact that they have not backed it up, you know? It's one thing to chat smack, it's another to chat smack and back it up, as they have done so far.
I think that...
you lost Malbs, bro, and you're still winning.
Precisely. Lake is obviously the player that they've plugged in for Malbs. Now we've got 2 Germans, Sin and slaxz, both of which have been present at a major before, but with different teams. Sin previously with Big, and slaxz with Sprout, having to go back, I think, to Rio for both of them.
Maybe this is the new winning formula for NACS to be back on the map, is two Europeans.
It's always been imports.
2 Europeans, yeah.
Right?
Suspend. Oh, no.
Fozy.
Thank you. Sorry, Fuzi. I mean, I know you.
Love is his name.
Love.
Yeah.
Love.
So we got Swedes, we got Germans, obviously on the Complexity side of the server, Norwegian of Halzerk, South African
South Africa
of JT. We should get Sam to critique your...
oh, yeah, she won't be happy with that. It's very District 9 after a couple of pints.
It's a great movie. But look, I want to focus in on Wreck on this map. I think he's a key individual for M80, especially on Anubis. Seen him have some massive games and has a tough job of being this A anchor on either side of the server. Going to be working for space on the T side. Oh, wait, nice nade there from Sin. We'll chunk down JT.
This is forward.
They're going to push, and they're prepping for Rek's position behind the box. That's going to land on his dome.
Oh, they're really trying to flush him out, but he's got support.
Look at that support.
slaxz is there in time. Now, they know Halzuk was around. That nade came from somewhere, but he activates in mid. Catches Swisher trying to punish the gap on it. Through the smoke, needs to try and disrupt here. Halzuk eats the flash, and that's team play. M80 on the board as they take the A site.
Yeah, beautiful work. And I was touching on the players who have been at Majors before. Lake, Rek, and Swisher. The three United States. What do we call them?
Yeah, United States.
Yeah, but
you can't say NA, can you?
No, because it would include Canada.
North America. Oh.
Dust is here. What's the term?
America.
But it can't be American.
No, American works.
No, but
American.
Does it?
Yeah, because if you were sitting there in Alabama and say, well, what are you? I was like, I'm an American. And they'd be really proud of that.
But there's North America and South America and Central America. Are they all Americans?
Technically, but I don't think any of them, like if I said, oh,
identify
hey.
as American.
Yeah, I'm in Brazil and go, where are you? I'm Brazilian.
You're right.
The Americans would say, I'm American, and I'm proud.
I'm proud.
American.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Call them Americans.
Mate, I saw Cooper was watching. Cooper, let us know.
Yeah, Cooper, hit us up.
Hit us up, bud. But the coach, Def.
Yeah.
British boy.
That's right. We've got two.
We've got some links, don't we, Alex? Def used to play for Complexity when it was this interesting mix of players. We're talking Rush, we're talking Ricky, right? Oof. We're talking Yay.
Yo.
Right, there were so many different players, but when Def, the coach of M80, used to play in the majors, he was part of Complexity.
Yeah, a couple of times we saw him in the major circuit.
3 times.
3? Okay, nice. T-stairs smoke and nothing behind it. Cold. Actually, I say that. They're going to go for something con here, look. Halzuk flashing himself for a quick look and a glance, and T-smoke will obfuscate his view of canals. So a bit more of a slow default crawl. Info there from Elige. He spotted 2 pairs of legs. Floppy has the flash upon the call of Elige. Actually throws out the smoke instead. It's a very shallow smoke. Halzuk's doing this with Grim support. Oh, ouch.
Damn.
Yeah, that's really quick. That's a really nice shot. The fact that Swisher gets away with his life is a bit of a luxury.
Kept on notice. They're still going to pressure middle. Elige.
Blind. Oh, spotted. Run down. And wallbang down low. 17 points of health. He still gets a kill. He still gets 2. Outrageous from Elige. Floppy. Just to put the final nail in the coffin. Can he repel the invaders? No, he can't, or at least not Halzuk. Swinging out a temple. Felt like a little bit of an overplay of the hand. He's given them an equalizing frag, and now they pivot.
It's open right now. The rotation point of JT. He can get there in time.
Util? Yeah, Incendiary. Gets the first. Doesn't choose to pull it out. Keeps his gun out and delivers a double of his own. Elige and JT with a pair of frags each. And it's up to Lake to come up clutch. You know he's going to have a good go. He's going to give it a good shake now. 30 seconds punching in the code. Not going to be contested. They start to crawl. Trade potential integral. Can he isolate? He can. Finds Floppy. Up in the head-to-head versus Grim. And Lake does it again. Once more, clutching up against Cole.
Letting the fire out of the belly. They can't hear him, but he'll let the room know. Lake stepping up, and individuals within that round. JT with a double, the same from Elige, but it's Lake with the clutch.
Sir, I believe that's the first round that could have tilted Complexity, sir.
Right, well, we have to keep our eyes on that for Cole. The mental is always a bit of a question, not afraid to show their dismay.
Oh, it's actually poetic because it's Floppy and Grim in the 2v1. Elige gets 2, JT gets 2. That's a perfect little recipe for a little tilt snack.
Well, already finances with back-to-back round losses for Complexity starting to take a bit of a dent. Fortunately, able to pull in 3 M4s, 2 MP9s, a very workable round. We'll set the bar early. This is the CT side. So for Complexity, if they're getting 4 or 5 rounds, going to be quite content with that. M80 are the ones who have to put in the larger shift within the first half of play. Can they wrestle back as Elige got an insta from spawn? T-stairs to be smoked off. Just helps to apply a little bit of pressure. Removes the AWP lines, forces the T's to have to play through, and slaxz does exactly that. Playing on a gap. Has he spotted this? Mouth not moving. Step down. slaxz with the opener. Grim down.
He's got 2 here. Takes down Halzuk as well. These aggressive maneuvers costly for Cole.
Multi's on the menu early.
Yeah, it's slaxz's turn. He gets himself, throws his hat into the ring with a lovely and impactful double. I wondered about his pathing. You saw him kind of move around that smoke. He had a game plan to play around that T-stair smoke.
Felt very prepped for it and also played up on that elevation as opposed to being a little bit down in the water.
Nice.
So premeditated from slaxz. Now on the back foot, going to have a tough time. Blocked towards B main, but no rush for M80. Still a minute and 8 left on the clock, so no dramas.
No glasses for Sin. He's gaming without his goggles.
Could be contact.
Okay.
All right, we'll have to
do our research.
That's for sure.
Some people play better with blurry vision.
Well, let's see if this round gets blurry, because it's not over just yet. Alicia's drawn one back. Floppy now noted. That's traditionally the A defender.
It's the last of the util. So it's just going to have to be... I mean, it does really hinge on Elige getting some impact here. The bomb's heading mid. The smoke will fade.
He's always very stubborn in middle as well.
MP9 versus the rifles. What's he got? What's Elige cooking?
That's the bomb.
This would be a really big frag to post. Can he get away? He's asking a lot. And oof, nearly found Lake as well. Puts Lake on notice. They are smoked. Pushing through it is suicide. And so the bomb plant is guaranteed. JT pivots. He's ahead of the floppy rotation. Lake can swish linger mid.
Do you consider the save? Well, JT's considering having a look and getting smoked up. Has to push, goes down, and that needs to be the round. Floppy, only with the MP9, has to hope he can find a weapon elsewhere.
Bang.
That's 3 consecutive.
And that's going to be, you know, the economy of complexity humbled. Forced into the MP9s in this one. And now only saving one MP9. Bleak.
So we're going to see with the 2,400 loss coming into the next, just a partial investment from Cole before the guns come out again. Eyes still on Floppy, seeing if he can find anything. I'm sure his teammates would have been communicating where they died and where those guns could be, but he's just going to park himself back at plat and save, well, something. Something. This will be our 7th team locked in for the Perfect World Shanghai Major.
I mean, it is a perfect storm for one of two things to happen. For the 3 Americans in M80 to feel like they're really starting to self-actualize and reach their potential. And the other side of things is for the pressure to become too much. You're against a team you've beaten on a map you've won before for a spot in the major, your first major. This is where, if it's going to go wrong, it could. And especially in your own head. But for so far, so good. We've seen a clutch from Lake. We've seen multi-kill from slaxz in the previous. This is already looking like M80 are their usual selves, but very early doors. Very early stages of this best of 3 for a spot at the major.
Well, this is the type of round that you need to be converting to continue on that path, right? This is where you can get a little bit more flustered, the misplay, the overstep, that added pressure, which is essentially stress. So trying to avoid that as they are working on A main control. Blocked for now.
Yeah, but it's not going to feel good for Floppy. By throwing that smoke so early, he's kind of lost his weapon. In the sense that as soon as that fades, A is going to be just a fight or flight situation. Here's some activity though. JT starts to push, and just as he averts his gaze, rounds the corner into slaxz. Floppy gets proactive, has Halzerk partnered up with him, will be hard cleared here by slaxz, catches a pointy elbow on the jiggle, tracked by Rek. Halzerk just a P250, does very well to find the 1, but Sin quick to put him down in the dirt. A sights theirs, round is theirs 2, 4 consecutive now for M80.
And there was an M4 invested, and you can see that on Elige, so he's going to want to save onto that for the next rifle round. But just seeing if they could get a multi and unravel, and to be fair, Elige has had a few of them so far, so understandably so, is the X factor for Cole, the most experienced member. 13 majors attended, looking for his 14th and his 2nd. The complexity banner is Grim will scoop up an AK-47 and get out.
That's a win. I mean, it's a silver lining in a rather gloomy cloud in these last 4. How many was it for Elige? 13?
13, looking for his 14th.
14. Wow.
Everybody on complexity has been to at least 1 major. Floppy with 3, JT with 3, Grim with 4, has had 3 with complexity, 1 with liquid, and Halzerk 2.
Okay. But yeah, this is a complexity looking to stabilize.
Well, I think that it's more, right, if you're talking in terms of the game, yes, but in terms of the team as part of the org now, it's no longer under the funding right, that they were previously. Because of the merger, and FaZe were the team that were picked to stay on, obviously the conflict of interest. So now Complexity's back under just Jason Lake. It's very important for the org to get into the major and have the sticker money for the future of the team.
Right.
And if they don't make it to the major, you're going to be asking questions about, well, is Elige going to look for greener pastures? That's a conversation for another day, but the result on the screen today and tomorrow could be very impactful.
Oh, they blocked the lurk smoke. That's naughty.
Okay, Major-esque.
Yeah. Major-esque in pursuit of the major. I wouldn't fancy my chances trying to get past the Legion mid. He's just such a stubborn mule, as you highlighted previously. He doesn't give it up often.
Slower pace about this one.
Yeah. Starting 3B, and what is that from Swish? He just goes looking, and he does find one profitable venture. Set up by Sin's flashbang, and it has forced a rotation there. Actually, I mean, bang on here. Lake, if he goes looking, Sin as well. Maybe heard by JT. Relays that information. Grim will pivot on the smoke and Temple, but pressure being applied here to A rather quick. Elige, he's in the right place to find impact once again. Crossfire established. Elige draws their attention. Floppy will activate. slaxz catches the A main player. It's up to Elige to live here. And he's done more than live. He takes another body, puts Rek down in the dirt. slaxz in a clutch, tracks the first. Knows Elige is close to the site. Only a Glock and nearly goes down on the mantle. This could still go wrong for Elige. He's getting run down. It's a pistol. I don't know if he thinks he's low, but Elige will punish.
I think Elige was out of ammo as well, so both of them down to the sidearms there for an awkward duel, but another Elige multi this time resulting in a round, and an important one to stem the bleed. M80 have enough cash for the reinvestment.
That looked like some real Anubis fundamentals, didn't it, from M80? They know they've killed a B player. They know it's going to cause a reaction. They pivot into mid. No resistance. But, I mean, the fact that Elige manages to get himself the multi-kill once again, it's going to put them back into the driving seat, we assume. Still an MP9 for Floppy all the same.
This time aggressive stance over towards A main, not wanting Swisher to have so much room. I wonder, look at this up-down setup here with JT on Jao Grim. Just ahead of him. Oh,
hello?
Might have hit his keyboard there, I think.
Well, that is a very good way to find an opening frag. You can see Halzok boosted up over the smoke by Flop.
It does look like it wants to be an A play again. The bomb.
Oh. They might try and slip past that, and they have. Just the timing window really favors them. And now Floppy gets a jump scare. Potential collateral. Swisher takes a leg shot through the body of Rek. Halzok racks them up! Triple from the Norwegian AWP. Puts them down to a disadvantage. Awkward now. Don't forget, Swisher got hit by the collateral leg. And so slaxz's AWP is really going to have to be the one to open up the pivot into B. Smoked for now.
But take a look at the radar. They haven't actually taken a site call. They're still both passive towards heaven. They're worried about a slip through middle. They don't know that any was pushed up, so it's lack of info. If slaxz can isolate this fight on JT, the rotation's far away and the bomb can go down.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing Ivy. It's going to be a question of how paranoid is he about Glyph. JT's got a really powerful angle for this. slaxz, how's your pathing? Oh, hip, head. Beautiful. JT takes down the AWPer, and so does the potency of this round. It fades.
Crazy clutch.
It should be impossible. A fake, a swing, and a frag. JT wraps it up, puts a bow on it, but Halzok, he gets the firmest pat on the back as they convert. See that one again from his POV. That was the collateral I'm referencing, and then hitting this one as well. A quick scope is required for the third. Bang!
So much pressure, and Lake has to swing. At that point, you know that he's pinned. You were hoping players would have swung a little bit earlier, but maybe some flashes coming into play. Bit of a car crash in main. That's a tough round for M80, as they will be down to just the eco. And what we were talking about being par for the course or setting the bar of rounds necessary, Cole with 5 and likely 6. Job done. Icing on the cake with what they can add right now. And Elige, the mid holder, freed up to search for some eeks. These are everybody's favorite.
Well, not only that, it's a bucket load of information, isn't it? They're going to be tasty.
Tasty.
9 and 5 as it currently stands. So he's easy for doing the hard graft. Now he's earned himself a couple of freebies.
Hi.
And goodbye. Takes himself one. Conservative approach, though. Will just underhand a smoke to really ruin their day.
He didn't play the pot of greed card.
Yeah, no. I was trying to find a way in which a clock gets a frag, but I'm looking at the mini-map and The only thing I've got is Lake gets overlooked in Elige's smoke.
Elige may have been heard by Lake.
Yeah, potentially.
He did make an audible step or two.
But he's not playing this one too risky.
It's kind of wild because there was a gap left open for a lot of this round of Dark to be.
Yeah, hasn't JT been kind of...
Well, he only started to cheat back over. Like, Elige was so certain it was going to be an A play. Oh, dear. Ring around the rosy. Lake's gone back around T-Spawn as Elige has hedged forward. Oh!
Oh,
and that's not a Glock. That's a Deeg. There's a kill.
I did not see the Deagle for some reason.
Maybe you need Sin's glasses.
I share, maybe. Or we can just share contacts. That would be cute. Either way, this is still... I mean, a more impact than I was expecting in this one. No, absolutely not. The multi-kills should be coming in. Elige's M4's found Floppy. Grim needs to clear this up. And how have 3 people died? How is Sin across? They're not planting. Yeah, you're not planting. Yeah, still, 3 frags is way more than they're worth. $700 invested.
Grim's aim looked like mine there. That was terrible.
Oh, mate. Yeah, that didn't look good. It didn't look good. 6-4, an attack pause from M80 going, guys, we did more than we were worth there. A whole lot more.
Well, let's see if they can tie things up at the half. You're looking for 6 M80. You're going to have to dig deep. And this is where you can get rattled. This is back to Yanko's discussion on the desk. Picking a map that you've played against them twice and beaten them on twice is one thing, but the fact that this is a map that Complexity is comfortable on and will be learning from their mistakes, this is where it can really hurt you because there is a conversation the night before about what the veto is going to be. Now, whether that's with the whole team, whether that's with just the coach, the in-game leader, but if there's any doubt, right, that's where it can really start to
especially when
spread.
From my recollection, their Ancient's good. Like, it's looked good at times.
And they chose to ban it, didn't they?
Yeah, they've even won it in this tournament.
Who banned it? Let me have a gander.
It was just first phase. They could have picked an Ancient before Cole banned it. You know, Cole banned Mirage first.
Oh, Lurk Smoke highlighted again there.
Yeah. An angle for JT over the top of it. Swish once again heading that way.
Well, we all know how annoying this can be. So Complexity making sure they keep this vision and it's going to allow them a little bit more info across the map.
And immediately forces Elige over and puts Halzerk on the responsibility of mid. JT straights out. Lovely headshot. Finding JT clean. Grim now feeling a bit a brunt of the pressure. Halzerk starts to cheat over. And so much time for M80 to piece this together. They can start pulling the strings and making Complexity dance to their tune.
Looking like a gamble from Cole. They'll need to reaggress. You can't just sit on the site.
They boost
unless
it?
They're hoping for a save. This would be very late in the round to operate with this.
He's just going to clear. Swish learnt his lesson this time. And ooh, elevation, tip of their head. Tries to hand out some haircuts, but some dull scissors. Ooh, Sin going to be upset about that one. Yeah, they are going to continue to apply the pressure. Damage was dealt 4-on-4 as they look to crunch in. I say they crunch in. No, Swish is pivoting.
Well,
slaxz
yeah,
is
because
going.
they noted Elige and the AWP of Halzerk. That's so much information to players who traditionally are more floaty, rotator players already being on B. They just have to deal with Floppy on A, who's playing in heaven. They have a smoke for this position, but they're just running in.
This is a really compulsory trade from Swish. Gets tagged up as well. Floppy's playing this nicely. Staying dynamic, staying mobile. Will fall. Will falter. Bomb plant. Ahead of the smoke maybe from Elige, but with low HP, he's not feeling too keen. HE available. Will clear and post. You kill Elige. That will be enough of a distraction for Grim to activate. Grim is the win condition here. He'll wait for camera to take some friction, but that smoke has caused so much action to halt. Now walking through. Oh, a HE. Elige is alive. Oh. That's big from Grim. Huge from Grim. Now Halzerk's been given the M4 to try and take the space with their more HP, but still Lake and Wreck hitting shots, taking rounds and trying to save this T-side half. They're already in the dirt, but this one enough to dust themselves off in pursuit of 6.
Yeah, definitely so. Take a look at the finances left-hand side of your screen. You can see everybody for Complexity, worse for wear. There is an M4 invested for Elige, but the rest will just be finding themselves on pistols or MP9s. Curious to see if they go for just something hyper-aggressive out the gate, try and use the best of the ability of the MP9s. Even Util lacking a block. We're just talking 3 smokes, no incendiaries, 1 flash, a HE. Miserable last round of the first half as Grim will spot out that lurk smoke. Okay,
Wreck. He's done well so far, and when tested, see how this one goes. Save from the flash. No, it's a very nice flash. Still catches him despite staring at the boards.
2 counter flashes just being thrown there from Sin. He was posted up towards Rugs the entire time as a contingency. So the support network saves Rek.
Nice to see Complexity, though. Their fundamentals sound on a lower buy, trying to have something aggressive early to try and manufacture an advantage. Window smoke arrives. Lake lines up for the doors. Molly will force Halzerk to react. He can play close to the wall.
Oh, you want to
Oh, he does walk straight into Lake. Lovely opener.
I can understand Halzerk's decision-making. Baited in by Elysia's spam, but still ready for the swing of Halzerk. Floppy's turn.
Oh, Floppy's down.
Rek's turn, I mean.
Yeah, lovely work. Not pushing that.
You kind of feel like you have to.
Kind of tried it, yeah. HE was coming as well, so down to 49 for Elige. JT late to rotate, 2 coming in through storage.
Oh, and look at the Lake late lurk through middle.
Oh, that's round winning.
That is.
Yeah.
6-6.
Like, good luck clearing this one, JT. Yeah, he can kind of sell it a bit. Yeah, he's not even holding for the info. They can be aware that cameras is a possibility. He hears him, gets an
impossible
sound cue, and look at that Rek. Rek's up a 3. And the final frag to come through is slaxz. So yeah, how do we categorize that half? I mean, Cole, they got the pistol in its conversions. It feels like M80 had a good T-side, but the score doesn't read like a good T-side.
If we're standing back and we're looking at in terms of the match, this is a great half for Complexity. Right. If we're looking at with the pistol loss, I think it's a recovery of a half for M80. But I think Complexity are the ones who are going to be going into the second half knowing that, hey, T-side, this is where we can do, hopefully, some of our better work considering the context of the map. Close things down, go into our map choice of Vertigo, forget about what went wrong yesterday against MIBR and lock ourselves in for the major.
Yeah, for a lot of the kind of the poster children of the various regions at these RMRs.
Is that Child King?
I mean, in my mind, I was thinking about Dexter and the HLTV quote where it's like, oh, we can relax now. Like, oh, this pressure is off. Just because these are the games which can be really scary to play as a favorite.
For sure. I think the problem is, in World Counter-Strike, you'd say Complexity is better than M80. But in the head-to-head, M80 are better than Complexity. So you have that unfolding in front of our very eyes.
Weird little triangle, yeah. Okay, Sin, he's rocking a kit. Keep it simple. 4 sets of Kev.
Kit and a smoke.
Yeah, baby.
That perfect retake package. Well, let's see if that affects the CT side setup. Which will be the under-fortified of the 2? It does look like it will be B. So Swisher playing retake. Yeah, and they're going to push fast.
Yo, info maybe. At least they can react away quickly. Sin will be there pressing his ear to the wall to respond, but Lake will continue to activate.
I feel they're going to be completely out of position if Complexity get going.
Sin's not hearing anything because it's contact A. Now the smoke arrives. Double smoke into the A side. This is nice from Cole. Oh! Turns around, spins on a dime for 1. Massive from Halzerk.
2 players in A main to deal with this for Cole.
Still have that kit, don't forget. Will be probably very pertinent to this retake going well. Nice from Elige. Composed onto the... Oh, a second onto slaxz. And so the round fizzles out. Swish, what can you do? Nice find onto Flop. Knows Elige was there. What a shot. Finds another. Quick flick, kit. 1-tap, smoking kit. This gets awkward. It can get very awkward. He has to choose his defuse angle wisely. Gets onto the bomb. JT's panicking. Gets onto the bomb. Gets onto the bomb. JT's good. And now the defuse unlikely. Swish trying to find the kit. Can't find the kit. Never mind. The bomb hits a shot. He's hit another. Oh, he has to hold it. And now it's awkward. Now on the reload, running him down. It should be all good. It's saved by Elige. Hectic pistol, and yeah, a tough one. It actually felt like M80 miraculously gave themselves multiple opportunities thanks to Swisher.
Some great shots on the USB.
Really clean shooting.
That one had it all.
That was a high-octane pistol round, and that's both pistols going Complexity's way, but not without Swisher's best shots. Look at this one. Are you ready? Oh, it's slow-mo. Damn, looks good in slow-mo too. And he wasn't far off of hitting the double on main here as well. Hit a good shot into JT.
It's always desperate when Elige's having to come running into the site, reloading, while the guy's sitting the defuse with a kit in a smoke that's starting to fade.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate for them. They just didn't quite nail the smoke placement.
Ooh, hold up a second. Swisher's dropped an M4.
There's more to be said about this round than anticipated.
Okay, well, Lake has been given the good graces of that M4.
Okay.
Can he get anything done with it? Because they've gone for a force, M80. This is a risky move, if you ask me.
Oh, you want to talk risk? Look at this from slaxz. He's inspecting his MP9 as he jumps out the window. Late combines. Halzerk trying to hit some taps with that Galil. This could go really wrong. This could go south. Alicia's been brought very low in middle from the spam.
They get away. Lake continuing to stand staunch, allows slaxz to back off, and now they can play this number advantage. I think the biggest problem is Swish is just working with a USP. So his contributions in the round, he needs to hope that he can trade a teammate, bait somebody in, pick up a gun at some point. Geeky little angle here from Rek. You can see the slither gap with the smoke at the ready. And they don't have, I think, the ability to overrun him.
Schloop. Oh. Not as geeky as I thought it was.
Well, it's kind of doing something.
Still feels like his death is imminent. Tagged up, some support, incendiary, one in the smoke. Oh, this is sketchy. That man advantage is going to slip away, and all of this distraction has got Grim activating up mid. No one's holding it. Halzerk takes down the supporting cast. Rek's a dead man, and this round's shaping up nicely for Cole. Flank held by Elish. He's low HP. Don't forget, he won't be able to take this fight so willy-nilly. Has to concede. A main. As the bomb goes down, and they're quick to take this pressure back. Long-range MP9 from slaxz continues to find some impact. No real hope in this one if Lake doesn't hit a shot quick. Looking to trade off of slaxz's swing or save? We're backing away.
Look, as I said, it was very risky that they went for this CT side of force buy, and now retaking without a kit, right? Low HP, a number disadvantage. You could have given everything over, and then you have to take the full eco into the next. At least this way, they have something to fight with. But with how well that round started,
you're mad if you're Rek, aren't you?
Yeah, you really are, because you thought that he had a great way just to play for info and block, but the fact that the smoke, he misses, an unforced error. Obviously under pressure once he spots them, but still could have been the difference maker, and that's going to be complexity up to 8.
Oh. Yeah, that's
it's the little details in Counter-Strike.
I mean, I'm sure that is probably what, maybe like 5 pixels off. You know, it's not much. It's just that little lip. He's caught it with the smoke. And after such a lovely start as well, late double swing with slaxz out window, I thought it was inspired to throw some aggression into the mix as well, destabilize, complexity. But yeah, we should perhaps praise the restraint. We'll see how praiseworthy it is into this one.
I think so. The fact that they kept their cool and didn't just try and like run in, they waited till the smoke start to fade, then they threw the fountain molly. Props to complexity, but another missed opportunity for M80 is be aggression for Lake, so they're going to use him as the tip of the spear again.
Okay, Lake. Okay, Lake. He's backing himself. He's backing his aim, and now spotted out a head-to-head with Grim, and his bullets found the head first. Freshly shaven.
But you know where the M4 is, so this should help inform complexity for the finish within the round. Floppy looking towards A main, just playing on the cusp of the smoke.
They've just showed themselves aggressive B main, and then 2 of them started piecing out a B. They're staying very fluid here. Swinging, audible, pressure into mid, and that's exactly what Halzerk wanted. Receives them with a smile! Oh! Lake receives them with a triple. Grim's low. Grim is low, and he's gone down as well. slaxz sends him 6 feet deep, and now up to Flop to save Cole. Eats his own nade. 20 points of damage. Bomb loose, round looking over. Dude, this was just 2 saved guns.
Yeah, you can see the tilt back in the chair there from Floppy as well. This is one of those rounds where the M4 was noted aggressive B main, and then they went for a move, but it wasn't immediate, right? You mentioned the fact that on the minimap, they were able to rotate away. Once the M4 is noted, you need to immediately be able to punish the space on the other side of the map. Sure, you might be expecting a stack or a group, but you've got 2 choices. You either punish once you receive the information, or you hit the brakes, you completely reset, because they didn't need to make the move at that time.
And that's also straight up star power from Lake. You've got the save rifle. What do? You go B main and just say, come and fight me.
Exactly, and you have to use a weapon like that in a round like this aggressively. But the thing that I like even more is once it was identified that they were coming through middle, all of the players who put their body on the line so that Lake could come out safely. He wasn't the first individual swinging. There was players from Camera, players from Temple, and then he was able to come out and do the job. It's just a 1-round game, and I cannot believe that the force buy in the second round pays off in the third. Complexity now the ones on the back foot. This is some good Counter-Strike from both these teams.
Yeah, holy moly. This second half, M80 get themselves on the board with just 2 saved guns.
quick can they be
This
humbled?
is Pacey. They're testing Rec. He fumbled the first test. I say that as actually the wind taken out of their sails. Incendiary delays. Lake goes searching for Grim. Will they really get another head-to-head? Oh, he doesn't have the weapon to fight this head-on. More so just trying to keep him honest.
I think as well, that's information. It just seems like a default. Just one player, not much more information. So M80 continuing to stay agile.
Yeah, talking about agile, Elige is taking mid on his own. Silently contacting his way into middle. It's responsibility of Swish. Takes a jiggle out. Ooh, this is a dangerous game. You could die retrieving that. Sin. Info. Oh, he does get away with it. Okay, well, now some information continues to flow. Mid occupied. Occupado.
Drop and go B?
Seems like the plan. Halzak's moving that way. They've got to get past Lake, though, and he has still got an Incendiary. Playing a jiggle Incendiary defense. It's risky if you're up against that instant one-shot from the AK. Can Halzak hit it? No. The answer... No, Incendiary to buy time for that rotation. Swisher gallops over. slaxz is there as well. Shapes up nicely. They still have to find the frags, though, and slaxz has gone down after one. An important trade from Elige into the site. Lake puts down Grim. Lake forced wide. Halzak can't track him. Does find the head eventually. Swisher noted on the site. Flash and plant. Halzak trying to punch in that code. Swisher doesn't look like he's going to try and disrupt it, but look at the health for Cole. Elige, he's done well with low HP already in this match.
Strong post plan. B main, pillar, and dark.
Fading. Spotted, shoulder on towards the Ivy position, does isolate it nicely. Halzak finds himself the multi, Floppy as well to contribute and Swish. This crossfire is going to be hard to break. The low HP on Elige could lead to a quick swing. No, he nails it. He ain't scared. He ain't worried. 17th frag for Elige as he not only opens but closes the case of round 16.
Yeah, I really like the way they had that post plant set up there for complexity. Look, it's very standard, but I think that pillar gives you so many options to pivot off, stay alive, give information for your team to play off. A player in dark being Elige and one B main, and the util wasn't there for M80 to block any of these key choke points. So well done, well handled, and it will be the second of 3 tactical timeouts in regulation. Def, the Brit on the mic and needing to inspire them at this moment in the game.
Yo, he's more animated than I regularly see Def as well. I mean, obviously, it probably speaks to the stakes of this matchup as well as a bit of the rivalry perhaps growing, dare I say it?
I think the stakes, of course, right? Because tomorrow, if you find yourself in the 2-2 bucket of teams, even if you win the best of 3, there's an opportunity that you have to play in the 7th, 8th decider because only 7 teams make it. And
Liquid Furia are playing now, so the loser of that's guaranteed to be there.
Right, I haven't taken a look at what the potential matchups could be. I've kind of left it as a little surprise for the end of each day.
Okay, fun.
But yeah, you don't want to have to go into the final day of the RMRs where the pressure gets turned up to a whole different level. Have been able to buy again. AWP for slaxz.
slaxz A with the AWP.
And you wonder, does he go aggressive or do they just lock it down and fortify with more bodies elsewhere?
They're going to test him. I assume a flash will force him off of the line. Has Rec as well and support. Oh, a dry swing? Dink? How has he done that through the concrete? Swish as well, testing B. Head-to-head between him and Grim.
Still coming main. Smoked off for now, but that will allow Basket's control. Lurk Smoke limped forward by Elige. More pressure applied as 3 players for M80 essentially defending this site. Sin's just on the jiggle to deal with mid in the interim, but no full commit from Complexity just yet. Plenty of time to change their choice.
High pressure.
They're going to have to fight, Alex. He can't play with a smoke like this and not go.
But he's got no support. I mean, slaxz is so low HP. I say that. Sin's going to come over. They're choosing to fight this. Floppy to swing off of Elige's contact. Nails the first. Now Floppy will activate, and now slaxz is dead. Oh, they're playing it beautifully. JT dead. They're pushing the flames. Sin, that 5-7 could have put in a shift. Grim's going to be overlooked, but still misses his spray. A messy one from Grimothy. But all the same, it is going to be a 10th for Complexity. And I have to say, they're looking like a very solid T-side here.
I think that round is the perfect example of how small the map can feel for the CTs if you don't have territory, weapons, utility to be able to kind of block and have informed decisions. Right, there was so much pressure A main, and they needed answers, and they had stacked towards A. They didn't have mid control. Imagine if they all just stayed very site-centric and they got split from middle as well as A main. They would have just been having to do 180s So I understand the decision to try and aggress in, but it looked desperate. It looked flat, but without too many choices. What are they meant to do?
Yeah, I loved it from Elige as well. Like just and Floppy, both of them. When the incendiary from Sin came, it showed their conviction. They knew exactly that this is the last dude. We kill him, we win the round.
And Elige, he wants to go to his 14th major. 18 kills, 9 deaths, wanting to take complexity there. Halzerk also putting in a shift, 16 for him. Is this when the M80 comeback begins? It wouldn't be the first time. I think the matchup that happened at EWC where Jason Lake yelled out, finish them in the best of one, was like an 11-5 scoreline.
Yeah.
So is this where M80 dig deep? Well, they've been able to convert around with a hero play from Lake. He's going to need contributions for the rest of his team. And again, aggressive out the window. This time, he's down.
That's so crazy aggressive. Oh, man. And you've got teammates with pistols. So he puts that M4 in a rather hard-to-retrieve location. Lurk smoke, but ahead of it is Rag. Pokes his nose. Sin confirms mid has been pushed.
It's so early, a minute 28 on the clock, that Elige has all of that room.
Yeah, Grim's going to join him, hoover up that space that's been taken. That's not gone well.
Well, fortunately, we can see it shouldn't cause too much of an issue.
No, I don't think any way for this to be problematic for complexity. Sin, yeah, I mean, confirms that Elige has continued his crawl. Now the A side's been lost in the 11th. Feels like a guarantee. Best case might just be retrieve that M4. Save Lakes. And that on Swish.
Ooh.
Applying some pressure here towards the heavens. How's that good for it? Problem solved. Sin tasked with perhaps trying to find the second rifle, but it's not. He's heading beach.
You never want to say this when you're watching a complexity game, but they're looking comfortable at this point. You never want to say it.
Dangerous Birchall.
But they are looking comfortable.
I would agree.
And Vertigo up next. Curious to see how that one unfolds. We've had so much Vertigo at the Americas RMR. I think it's the most played map by a country mile. I think it's been played 8 times.
But I wonder if that's also a product of, you know, everyone realizing that it's a very valuable weapon in your arsenal.
I think for underdog teams, it is hugely, right? To make sure that you have that to punish other teams within your region.
I mean, most teams, unless you're, you know, at the very tippy top of the pyramid, you have a permaban and you have Vertigo. It's usually both, and that's a very vulnerable punish. That's a gap in your armor that can be thrust within.
All right, 11-7, M80. If it's going to start, it needs to start now.
Yeah, right here. Nice angle from slaxz that's hard to react to. Yeah, Elige was too rapid. And now running into him. Damn, Elige really testing slaxz. This time he passes the test.
I think he felt that he had him ruffled.
Yeah. And
with that aggression, Elige has actually given an opening kill, to M80 to try to work back into this round. And this is where things can actually start going wrong for Cole. So can somebody else step up?
Yeah.
Grim says yes.
It's a big find. I put slaxz down. They now note that he's rotated off of middle. JT keeps the pressure on.
They missed the flash.
Flubbed the flash. JT has control of Con. Bomb's going A, though. This is great. How's Rek holding this? Is he even looking?
He's mid-focused.
Oi. I mean, he'll take a cursory glance. It's just going to come down to timing. I'm sure he'll have a little looky-loo. Now, the molly lands. Still focused on middle. Safe for now. Floppy in. Halzerk overlooking the position, assuming it's clear, and he's been punished for it. Floppy has the bomb. JT finds them as they overreact, but Rek and Sin hold fast. And now into Floppy for a 1v2. This is everything. This will keep that comfort for complexity if he can come up clutch. Rek low HP. Going to be walking straight into Floppy's crosshairs. Sin silent as well. He needs to pick up the pace. The kit is present. And now he knows. Floppy heaven side. Sin will start to pick up the pace. Has that smoke in a kit. We've seen this before. On the pistol. Didn't manage to pull it off this time. Fingertip spotted. Floppy aggressive. Smoke out on the bomb. Trying to stop his cross. Sin nails the headshot. And M80 given a little bit of a lifeline there from their German in-game leader.
Whoa, that one right there. Floppy could have bailed them out of what was looking like a bit of a miserable round. You see Halzerk just running in, not aware that camera was even a possibility. I imagine that's because the Floppy crossed for free. The lack of bodies spotted, and this was the opener. Elige a bit overzealous in that one. Grim gets one back, sure, but that was the kill from Rek. The round opens up. JT even gets a crazy double, but there's a third where that came from. And Floppy, this is where you really needed him in the clutch. Didn't play the bomb, wanted to take the jewel. Well, win one more of those, M80. You break the money of Cole. You're back in this. Not again, Cole. I said comfortable.
Well, complexity by name, complexity by nature.
This is direct. Just going to set up for an A-go.
Rek has been having his issues. He's not throwing out that smoke. This is a little scary now. Might be too late by the time that smoke is released. Yep, Floppy's running ahead. He's punished for it. Grim will trade. Valiant from him. slaxz gets away with the first and the second. Not the third. JT flattens the AWP. Into the site for the 2v3. They can be really restrained on this retake. Sin clears the smoke. Confirms Halzerk and JT side. Sin and Lake pivoting main side, so Swish will be the late piece.
Looking for the heaven fight.
Ooh, this is big. Halzerk has to hard clear this and do so well. Swisher, distinct disadvantage with the FAMAS. Lake nails an instant headshot onto JT, hang on. No smoke, but still pressure onto Halzerk. Can he do what Floppy couldn't? Looks like he's set himself up for success, and Halzerk does his best. Clutches up, triple kill, and top fragging now for complexity.
Oh, Halzerk, there's the impact that we're talking about. Halzerk and Elige at the tippy top of the scoreboard. Massive work, and this from slaxz. You think he's done enough. The fact he jumps away, gets the second. He is under so much pressure, and this bomb site tough to retake. Gives M80 the number advantage, but Halzerk says no, not today, not on my watch. That's 12 for Cole.
Massive. Just as we, you start to see the foundations get a bit shaky. Cracks started to form. Can they throw the knockout blow cleanly? This is it, distinct weapon advantage. Close quarters, Swisher under scrutiny, does throw out his utility. They want to force him into these fights. He's got a safe haven just on the edge of jail.
Let's take a look at Cole's response, though. As soon as they're blocked...
Why are they so static?
What do you
Sorry,
mean?
I'm just looked at the map. Sin, slaxz, Rek, despite all of that pressure, are actually just chilling.
As soon as B main is blocked in that facet, right, there's very unlikely they're going to push through. It'd be very... Especially considering the tell of MP9s. Right, so I like what Cole did. They put the pressure, they forced out util very early in the round. Now they can finish B, not having to worry about so many nades.
Flirting with the A-main aggression. This cut of noise is scary. Ooh, lovely. Wow. Lovely work from JT. He's a well-drilled connector player. Swish has been working on this one. This is a powerful pop flash for the swing. Impossible to react to, but now he's tucked in, he's under scrutiny, some support required. There's Sim in the feed, only the one, needs more. Elige commits to the spray. Rek bleeding internally, it's not looking good. M80 hanging on by a thread, a single nerve ending, and there it is, a 13-8 scoreline. Anubis, it's complexities. For the first time in their head-to-head, it's the first step towards taking the major spot. M80 down in the dumps, 1-0 Cole.
Look at me, machine. We're going to talk about what just happened there on Anubis. Let's go.
That's exactly where they are right now. But the major, this is what it's all about, the qualification. We are looking to lock in our 7th team. We're the Asian RMRs, now we're in the Americas RMRs, so we're adding more and more names to that list of 24. And Vertigo fans, rejoice. Everybody celebrating at home. They can't quite believe it, just how many games of Vertigo we're getting.
16 of you, rejoice.
Yeah, and that's great. I'm sure all of you are watching right now as well. But this map, hopefully replaced after the major by Train. Look, choo-choo, all aboard.
I'm excited. I certainly am. It's a hype train for me, not only for my weird relationship with Vertigo, I do kind of like it, but also just the fact that M80 and Complexity, their first game delivered, Complexity have started to shake off this little bit of an M80 rivalry. This has been a domestic derby that has been favouring M80 historically, yet to see Complexity take a series against them, but here we are.
Yeah, well, the map's the best start.
And there he goes. Nice start. First bullet out of Halzerk.
Yeah, well, there are some P250s in the mix, and they are in the hands of the two heavy hitters, Elige and Halzerk.
Yeah, our two top fraggers from Anubis.
And it's Lake, the other one, in the dirt first. Now, this is the first time we'll be seeing Vertigo in an official between the two. It's always been Anubis or Ancient, so something a little bit different. But still one of the holy trinity of Once Upon a Time. As having to work with the man disadvantage at M80. They were split in a 2-2 formation after Lake's death, but now searching over towards middle. Looks like Complexity with the A space are going to be setting up for an A execute. There's 2 smokes, 2 flashes. There's no mollies, but they're just going to allow Elish to keep searching to his demise.
Yeah, that's fantastic usage of slaxz USP. They're in the right place for this A exec. Will they try and disrupt? And yes, they will. A gap in your smoke. That's so easy to punish for slaxz. Nails the shot onto JT. Hauserk and Grim. They're counting on Grim's flank doing some work, and it looks like he's got one.
Penny's going to drop for Swisher.
Okay,
Maybe
clean,
not.
converted. Now a second compulsory as he does try and whittle away at that player on the headshot, but Hauser goes down and Grim noted it's a hard clutch. It's asking a lot of Grim. Sin puts him down, and M80, despite the 4v5, overcome Cole in the pistol.
Just questionable by Elish to continue with the search. I don't know what the call is, obviously, but the fact that they get the opener, they have the number advantage, and they have utility to go for a finish, it seems a little bit silly to go for that pick before the U2 comes in and give away that opening. Now, here it is. Bang!
Oh, it's fake.
Huge shot from Hauserk, and not a bad one from slaxz either. So AWPers on either side of the server finding damage with the pistols, but that feels like a squandered opportunity for Complexity as far as the pistol is concerned. Will be an eco for them with a flash in the hands of JT, so a B pop after the incendiary. I believe that would be Rek.
It is. Up close and personal.
There he is.
Yeah, I was just looking at his name. He's got a sick name. Ethan Serrano.
Serrano, I knew you'd be here.
Yeah, legit. Well, that was the flash. So not too much excitement here for Complexity in this one. I say that as actually Elish does take down Rek, overlooked as they try and run down the FAMAS, turn the flash, safely supported. Elish makes that MP9 work. Now Swisher's low, saves himself with a USP switch up. And Elish knows he's already done some damage, but from behind, Lake will strike. So relatively costly, relatively successful as far as Glock ecos go. 2 kills, could have been 3.
So just looking at the finances, slaxz will likely drop an M4, Swisher the same, I would presume. At least they could have. So we'll see how the buys do shape up. But this is where... Okay, so an MP9 for Rek being a B defender. Swisher did drop the FAMAS, and he'll take an M4. Okay, well, I guess because it's the AWPer of slaxz, maybe they want residual cash for him in the future.
They're starting 3B, no one mid.
I like it with the MP9s.
Yeah, okay. Take full B lobby control.
Full Geronimo there as they just drop down.
Oh, this is not going to be easy to break through.
This is, I think what a lot of people dislike about Vertigo is just how these smokes can negate a lot of space to be taken. But we were discussing the smoke yesterday being thrown to be pried around for A searches for the Ts. Eli's trying to do exactly that. And does Lake pedal all the way back? He will. So the fact that they go aggressive, they lock down lobby. Look at how much time they bought off of the clock. We're down to 1:15 as Rek is just going to jump spot. Doing it silently as well because he's pressing himself into the wood.
How is Swisher jiggling mid? I'd just like to see his protocol on that info. He was just spotting from the way back CT, now falls into B to provide the backup. So you can see that they're very well drilled here. slaxz fills that gap, puts a lot of pressure onto Sin if there was pressure on A. Now Swish lining up something.
It does feel like this has to be B for Cole. They don't really have many options.
Oh, flash and go. Messy spray. Rek allowed to retreat though. So confirmation, information, and he gets away.
Another flash from Lake. He could go again, Rek. 38 seconds.
Have another go?
Well, they've seen enough of B, but Rek's still forward, so that's heaps of information that it should be an A finish.
Yeah, Legion's saying, I've got top ramp, no one's here. Sin's passive hold on towards the catwalk angle.
It has no support, though.
It should be coming. It's not. Okay, this is a bit of a misstep from M80. It's going to be a retake. So long as Sin doesn't cause too much damage. If Alicia's overlooking this angle, but no, he'll check it.
Dink.
And wow,
1 HP.
What? He's been robbed. He's been robbed. Team flash.
Bomb going down.
Eats that bomb down. Planted. Just with enough time to spare. Bobby and Hauser, just like that, combine a wave of T-frags to put Complexity's first on the board. Rek to be overlooked here by Grim. That's just the 1 kill.
That happened very quickly, didn't it? And I think M80 were just doubting the reroute completely. They were so stubborn with the B side, they thought, okay, well, we blocked them. Surely they're not going to run all the way back and go for the A side of the map, and they did. So, well done from Cole.
And that's a product as well of elish still being there and doing so completely silently, right? He hasn't thrown a little like, oh, I'll fake A with a smoke, or I've made a step short. He's just held onto it, and it gives them that pivot. Actually, this is going to get costly. He might get another here.
Great if he could take the AK. I think elish might just want to survive.
Yoink.
So yeah, Rek will upgrade a rifle. Can drop an M4 into the next. So Swisher could get a drop. Late can by himself, slaxz the same, and Sin, the in-game leader, could operate with an MP9 or a FAMAS of his own design. So there is the ability for M80 to go for a buy. So important save there for Rek. We'll see how much that bolsters this next round of play. But yeah, the seesaw is one of the biggest factors that you have to keep alive on a map like Vertigo. If you're ever looking for a proficient Vertigo team, it's teams who can seesaw effectively and aren't afraid to rotate. Completely different complexion to the round.
It's an aggressive CT maneuver. Grim.
Oh, what?
What was that? I think that was a jiggle without any info for Grim. Rek gets the confirmation. He converts, and now your head's sticking out of the smoke. Oh, sitting ducks complexity.
I would love to see that from Grim's POV,
Same.
because it's just a complete silent crawl on middle. It felt like Grim had noted something. Elish's going to be dead. And it's about to be a spotless response from M80.
Yeah, lovely work from Rek. Jiggling so close to the wall for Grim, his face is still staring at the
But he was
boards.
lining up utility.
And then he had like
So maybe the smoke at the same time blocked B, which would have cancelled his util set for another 20 seconds. And then by doing so, he's gone, well, I may as well check and see if someone's pushing. But Rek had already pushed.
Yeah, and
Rek wasn't even looking in that direction. He was looking at ladder room.
But he got just enough in the peripheral vision to spot that leg. I do think it was just like a little bit of leg.
Usually is.
Yeah, the Victorians watching would have gone crazy for that.
Well, Complexity are going to have to see if Hauser can hold on to this AK. They have swarmed the lower deck, limiting the options of where Hauser can find himself. Worst case, he goes down after time. That would be a classic
Which is
Hauser
actually very,
death slam moment.
yeah, very feasible. Very realistic. Looking at just how surrounded he is right now. They've already swept through spawn, so they know he's not spawned. So if I'm M80, I'm saying probably B lobby.
Lake is gonna
he's
find
waiting.
him.
He's waiting. Is Lake waiting deliberately?
But they don't know exactly where he is, so he's just going to shoot him.
Oh, a couple of seconds on that, and it would have been an absolute nightmare for Halzak, but all good in the hood, gets his cash.
Yeah, there's a disparity in the finances for Cole as well, 3.6 and 3.4 on Hauser and Grim respectively. The other three with that 1.9 mark due to the loss. But so set up the U2. Oh,
he did see him.
So he just caught it. And, okay. But you can see he was lining up the util, then took the glance, and it was already happening so quick. So that's just frustrating for Grim. Oh, they've gone a hero AK.
What? On your AWPer? I thought you wanted an AWP. G?
Yeah, and also there's no head armor.
Yeah, oh. My. Well, actually, they're 5 AKs. Doesn't matter.
Well,
for some reason. Somehow, that's fine.
But that feels nice for the CTs.
Yeah, 5 AK-47s. That is beautiful. You're just missing the AWP for the Royal Flush.
Yeah, I imagine they just don't want M80 to build too much economy, but this feels like it is going to have bigger ramifications for Cole unless they can get a few kills and maybe a plant. A round win would be something special.
This is a tough angle to get past on the best of days. Swish. Yeah, dicks. Oh, sorry. Ducks, dips, and dives away. Freudian slip. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, we tried A. We get B a look. Now we go back to A.
Yeah, I've seen this strategy before.
Alexi B would be proud.
A very advanced strategy. How's their A setup looking? It's not just Lake, right? Sin's okay, yeah. Okay, so this is a nice passive crossfire. You've got everything covered.
And it's beautiful because there's no execute possible.
Right, you're guaranteed to get the information. The question is just don't give up a kill.
Oh, they're doing the boost.
Actually, probably the perfect counter to this. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, he's just about lived 14 points of health on Lake.
The boy who just about lived.
Yeah.
Harry Potter sequel.
Yeah, that's Harry Potter. Run boosting for a bomb plant.
Hold up.
Yep,
Oh,
hang on. Alarm bells ringing. Eco victory. One frag away. You had 5 AK-47s. They had 1, and you're still unable to convert. What a lovely and inspired round. That is out of complexity. That's massive. TC can't even hide his excitement over that conversion. That's crazy.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
That is truly ludicrous.
Oh, the devil in the details. The harass of the AK, lightening up a few of the players' HP for the later round, the boost, the information, the grim mid-lurk. JT on the Glock.
If you'd have showed me that setup, you know, like if we just paused at that, you know, we're looking at Lake and Sin setup, and you're saying, yeah, no utility, I would have put good money on them being unable to lose that round.
Well, that shot definitely helped. And then JT.
What's that? Parkour. Oh! Huge.
We thought we had wild rounds yesterday.
Yeah, look at his face. I mean, just genuinely shocked.
That's a tilter. Yeah, that is a tilter.
That's a pause. I mean, tilt goes both ways. Mathematically, categorically, and metaphorically. Okay. Oof.
I thought like yesterday's crazy rounds when we were doing the Case game was something to behold. Red Canids versus Case. If you missed it, there were some funky moments, but that might be the one.
No, that's the case. That's at the top of the table right now. That's crazy.
Especially with so many players staying alive.
5 AKs, bro. You were set up for the CT half of your dreams, and now nightmares for Sin dead. JT down. Good work from Lake, but look at Elige. He's actually pushed this far forward. Lake is not ready for that, and Halzerk is for slaxz. Oof, maybe take another one, boys. That's going to leave a mark. And so will that double from Rek. Hang on. He's gotten away with murder there.
Round's back on.
Yeah, comms are picking up. No bomb plant yet. Grim scoops it up. We'll throw out the smoke to try and make sure that's a possibility.
They're worried, but there's been a full reroute. They had so much time.
Yeah. No bomb plant. Overextension, though. And Elige will catch him. Looking to come up clutch. This will be the twist of the knife. Tilt losing the eco. Now Elige overlooking the position, and he goes down to Swish. The twists and turns continue on Vertigo.
That was a 4v2, and the second kill from Rek, that's a full accident. He's backpedaling with the M1 still down and gets a headshot, and then Grim's planning in the open.
He can't. It's one of those things where I think for Cole, time stood still. They're so focused on Ellie. The fact that you're planting like that, 10 seconds has passed. They can be heaven.
Just so quick with the reroute from Rek as well. He didn't miss a beat. Gets those 2 kills and is immediately pivoting. Wow, okay, this game.
Okay, now Tech9s for 2. Grim and Floppy down to just the sidearm. Lake's hearing a lot. He's hearing more than just one. He knows the pressure is on. He's going to be swung. And Halzerk gets away with it. Down to 7 HP. Will throw out his utility. And swung on now by slaxz. Takes his place. Keeps control of short and staying proactive here. Smoke is tempting for slaxz, but he wants to fight. Throws it out now. Elige progressing up. Crane around the CT smoke. Forces him into a wider angle. JT down low. slaxz the same. Elige, Chaos, Pandemonium. Why is no one holding that? Screams Elige. As he was just turning his back on it. JT late to the angle, and M80 now just need to get past Grim. How easy will that be? Okay, bomb down under CT control. They have confirmed that they know where the bomb is, and Grim last seen on Guardian B. How can this go wrong? Surely there's nothing for Grim here. I mean, they don't look like they've got the best trade potential, but they are side by side. They are. Isolating this duel requires Grim to pre-aim exactly this position, and finds it. Awkward now. Sin trying to catch the timing on the walk clear. He's done it. He has done it. And now tucks sandbags. This is huge. I mean, Grim's not going to expect this.
Unless he goes around Crane side wide.
Yeah. 19, though. He starts feeling flustered about that bomb plant. And now he peeks in. Sin converts it. A valiant attempt from Grim.
Sin has found himself in a couple of 1v1s now across Anubis and Vertigo, and he's been able to come out on top. So important from the German to find that frag, because it would have been crazy to have 3 rounds in wild fashion unfold. So no clutch this time round.
I can't work out. Oh, Elige literally just looked away, and JT was reloading. Yeah. Oh, Counter-Strike. You cruel mistress. Oh, it was just... And that's the moment he chooses to push. And, of course, as Henry G would say.
Well, Complexity was celebrating. They thought they had actually tilted M80 off the face of the earth. They're the ones now taking attack timeout, and TC down the end with JT, just trying to screw the head back on tight.
Yeah, I mean, Floppy looked tilted before the game even begun, but I think that's just him. Chilling. Nonchalant would be a word to describe it.
Yeah, he's one of those characters that tends to keep the emotions quite flat.
Which is good and bad, you know? Like, it's good to have a Counter-Strike player that doesn't go down, but obviously the absence of the up is felt at times.
We do like the ups as, well, Complexity, Force Buy. They have shoved
gun?
all in.
Oh, sorry.
They're going B-Rush.
Yeah. And Swish has got a nade with their name on it. Oof! Oof! Categorical
You hate that for
destruction.
Complexity.
See you later. NT in the chat.
The rounds were feeling close, and then you go and do this.
What a lovely HG. Write that one down. Any Bianca's watching? That is a perfect reaction. It really, not only does it ruin their day from the damage, but it slows you down as you're walking into this wide open vantage point for the CTs. That's massive.
I think if I'm just going to reflect on what that timeout would have been, hey, their money's still not great. We're in Force by territory. We could do one of those set strats. But the fact that they just get shut down in that fashion, that's worst case, because now it's just going to be Deagles across the board. 7 seeming likely for M80.
Isn't this the map that M80 started really weak? They lost to boss on this? Yeah, Vertigo. 13-7 they lost to boss on this very map. Which they gave the interview saying that's not going to happen again. Well, it looks like this round could go a little awry. Elige with a scavenged M4 and a nice opening onto slaxz. Still a mammoth task.
Okay, nothing makes sense on this one.
No, but I'm ready to accept that.
And that's fine, but it's so hard just to look at a round with only upgraded pistols and no armor and go, they have a shot, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't say it with conviction.
I suppose, yeah, well, why not, I guess.
You clear mid.
They're playing 3A. There's a gap mid right now.
There is a gap mid right now.
Swish can be under a lot of pressure. It will have to be acknowledged at some point. Sin searching forward, so they want info. Rek and Lake will be back in time.
Just in time. Just in time. But you push in to the Desert Eagle. Grim has hit the headshot. Now Swish has to save him. Swish has to save him. Nice work from Elige. That scavenged M4 does convert. 4 bullets. Opts for the Tech 9. He can work with 11. Mantle's up, but he's going to punish Lake as well for the jump in accuracy. Massive round taking shape. Can you save him, Sin? You talked about his clutches. But this one is asking a lot, even in the absence of the Kevlar. It's the crossfire that's tough. The kills themselves should come relatively easily, but he's taking his sweet time. He's hoping for an overextension. Complexity know the clock, their greatest ally. Walks through. Elige, a perfect pre-aim, baits the shot. Sin goes down, and Complexity still one away. A proactive, aggressive push from Elige spirals into a gaping void in middle. Bang!
It's quite a few rounds Complexity have found successful openers over towards A. Think of the pistol round, that's 1, but there's been 2. Halzok just running up short, the same for Elige now with the Tech 9. They got a kill on a player peeking from Crane. So M80 have been hemorrhaging opening kills over towards A in a few of these scenarios. Whether or not they're always converted on is a different conversation. But neither team able to really separate themselves as, again, the drop down B. Floppy will punish this. Rek dead, leaving all the pressure on Swish. The smoke will buy him some time while the other 3 stay stalwart over towards A, but...
Yeah, you feel silly. Upon review, Rek's going to feel silly just because that was one of the 3 M4s. In an irretrievable position. So you're blocked, but that still works nicely for the boost.
Yeah, it obviously limits the amount of angles that the B player has to worry about. So if you're Elige, you don't want to jump up because there's a higher probability eyes would be on your position.
Oh, Lake, an audible rotate. Grim relays that information. Swish trying to delay as best he can. The incendiary buys further time. Grim trying to apply the pressure. That's a big find. That's a big find from Sin and Swish. A very fast flank from slaxz. Is Halzok going to be ready for this? If they can kick up enough of a first, if Lake and Sin can distract, that's a frag! Halzok addresses it a moment late. And now he goes down. Now the pressure's coming from 2 fronts. This is hard to manage for JT and Elige. 7 bullets on that A4. This is awkward for JT. If he doesn't find the first bullet accuracy, if he doesn't find that first bullet headshot. No kit, though. Smoke buys time. Sin, audible, moving around those generators, trying to distract, and just the bullets come back to to haunt him. A 1 versus 3 for Elige. He's making it look easy. Contract jumping M4 time.
I think he's got it.
Oh, what a round for M80. They will steal one back. This, like you said, nothing makes sense here on Vertigo.
Down to the wire.
God, down to the green light. Oof. Oh, no, his gun just got jammed.
Well, he's...
Oh, you... Okay.
It's all right. He got an M4. I guess he wanted to spam smokes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's smoke spam in mid. Who was that? Is that Sin?
Sin, yes.
Sin onto Grim.
Just laser beams Grim.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it is indeed. And then JT running out of ammo. Look, there it is. Should have had that kill.
Yeah, he should have. And you never know if the player notes their ammo or not. Like, it's obviously a conscious decision unless they don't know.
You're also someone as a teammate who it feels a bit risky to say something.
Yeah, yeah. At the time. Halzer contested. They're going for a bit of an A-ramp aggress. We haven't seen this from the CTs, and you are peeking into Elige. Sin pays the ultimate price for it. Down and out early, but damage inflicted. Halzug, some speculative wall bangs into the tarpaulin. And slaxz re-aggressing into that AWP line. Oh, dangerous game. Dangerous game. Elige is walking through that smoke, and slaxz goes down. This is falling apart, and he's got his nades out. He's got his nades out. Wreck, a couple of nasty deaths, despite being a high flyer for the boys. And Elige pieces out. He knows the damage is done. The round is won. Lake with what? 30 points of health. Wait, why is no one holding this? Elige is. Okay, everything's fine. Selfless as well from Elige. Opts for the MAC-10, given the low HP. His impact has been felt. It's been done. Still gets away with one, but the round still falling into place nicely. Swish, again, just continues to trade places, take that space. Oh, that's suboptimal.
Yeah.
And you know that there's going to be someone activating B. It's Floppy, who gives him a way back into the round.
Crikey. Elige and Halzer Kala.
What's he done that for? Oh, a second later on that HE kills one of them. Now he's second guessing. No, he won't. Now confirmed. Elige gets across. Low HP will swing wide. Keeps the pressure on. This is tough for Swish. Low HP. Nothing for him here. Halzug's posted. Converts the round. Complexity's fourth. That could have been a very awkward team talk if that round did go south.
I think so far, so what, we've had 11 rounds of play. We're about to go into the 12th. I think 8 opening kills have gone in the favor of Complexity.
Doesn't read that way, and you look at the top of the table.
And they haven't even managed consecutive rounds, which is probably why we've seen some of these over-investments, because they've always kept M80 in a position of breaking their finances, and they've done it on the final round of the first half in pursuit of a spot at the Major. Just one map away at Colt. Right now, just 9 rounds.
That's going to hurt. slaxz double naded down. JT and Elige bring an opening kill. What's that? Another opening kill for Colt. Should transpire into a 5th. An interesting smoke.
I like it. I think it gives them the capability to progress over towards sandbag side, and then that opens up just more angles.
It does open up angles for Sin.
That's like the one thing that you have to consider with that smoke, and Elige wasn't ready for it.
Now the boost is connecting as well. You can't lose this one.
This is insane.
Yeah,
this has been the craziest half of Counter-Strike I've witnessed in a long time.
Oh my god, they could still lose this though. Hang on, the West B. Okay, Grim starts to activate. It is open. Once again, M80 just giving mid to Grim. He can't quite believe his luck. Lake pushing out ramp, will have a fast flank. Sin starts to move. So the penny is dropping. An audible rotate here from Grim. Relays that information. Ready for the pre-fire onto Swish. Massive from Grim. And he knows where the other is. Swinging through with a 5-7. Puts himself at range. A massive round saves them. Grim pulls up his socks, finds the triple. Overlooking here. Overlooks Lake completely. Floppy will go down.
This again.
Rifle falls into his palms, and now we're on.
It's in his wheelhouse.
He can do it. He's already had a clutch so far on Anubis. Here on Vertigo, yet to see the Lake special. Walks through the smoke, held by the double stack, and oh, not an instant headshot, but it's a Grim round, a massive round to make that 5th a reality, despite some hectic exchanges at the ramp to start.
What a game to recap, right? You just look at a few of the different ways that these rounds unfolded. The pistol round was a 5v4 number advantage for Complexity with utility they didn't use, that Elige then oversteps and makes it a 4v4, and then it becomes a pistol round with a conversion there for M80. But then there's like a Halzug Hero AK without head armor that softens them up, and JT gets 2 Glock kills within that round.
Yep.
It's just been a kooky experience.
It certainly had a bit of everything. Yeah, very entertaining. to say the least. Probably not to play. I feel like this is a high stress environment, no doubt, with it being the RMR and with it being a 2-1 game.
Well, shout out to Jason Lake's heart one time. I'm sure he's watching on as this is all unfolding. A bit of lore on Complexity. Obviously, we've got the ancient history with 1.6 and obviously the different players that went through that roster, like Fraud Ward and Fallen was a part of Complexity once upon a time. But Cold were at the very first major, DreamHack Winter 2013 in Jönköping. Have only... well, we've had 22 majors. They haven't been at 50% of them.
Bang.
Well, because Complexity in the early days ended up going to Cloud9. So then it's been like a long rebuilding project since then with different iterations of rosters. Some have been international.
But it's still a household name. Despite it kind of blows my mind they haven't been at half of them. But yeah, Complexity. Looking to put where Complexity belong. By in the organization standards, by the community standards. They are expected to be there. And now their domestic rival standing in their way. Young American talent partnered with 2 Germans. And Grim to be tested. Nice little setup between the 2 of them, and brave enough to go wide. A flash to facilitate. Late to stick in out. Your forearm betrays you. Pushing in now. Sin. Oh, hang on. Sin and Wreck getting a lot of work done. Now Elige under pressure. He's a dead man walking. Sin finds it. 2 on 4. JT needed a quick click. Doesn't hit it. And they're not rushing this. They're not going to overplay their hand. You've got 60 seconds. Audible on the bridge. It's a fake. It forces Floppy and JT to start to move. Does JT second guess? This lake's going to be heard to really confirm their suspicions. Does he get spotted? Yes, he does. Is he alone? Is he alone? Floppy doesn't know. JT's here. Confirm now. Smoke's there. Spots one tracking. Now they know they're split up, divided and looking to conquer.
Through the smoke.
Oh, Floppy hits the shot. Can't track. Sid misses his. JT gets it. It's a 1v1. How has it come down to this? Lake will save him. But good God, the pistol continues in the same trend we've seen in this first half.
It's not clean. It's not pretty, but it's entertaining.
I know a girl just like that.
I can't... what's Swish doing running through that smoke?
Oh, my God. Bro. Oh, my God. I'm exhausted. I can't believe it.
I would hate to be the coach. What is going on?
Okay. Okay, more to come. More to come. He's lining up nades. He's going to have his back turn. Kalza can't finish it. Now Floppy's fighting. This is crazy. A straight up bare knuckle brawl. MP9 onto B lobby. He's got both. Okay, I'm going to relax. I'm going to take a breath. Counter-Strike, a nice strategic, slow, methodical video game. And what you see is what you get. Pandemonium. Appropriate.
Appropriate indeed.
What with Shanghai and all.
Oh, Lake's just done some housekeeping, threw something off the map. 3 heading towards B, Floppy for more.
Mm-hmm. You boost this, you are playing a...
Oh, sound cues, boys!
Oh, boys. 5 alive, 5 alive, the MP9 ace for Flop Dog, denied by Elige. Hoover up those AKs if you can, boys. We get, what, Galil, AK, yep, lots of Galils. Okay, that's a big upgrade for free as Complexity steal away the second round.
All right, this could be the tide shifter, the game changer. Complexity, as mentioned, everybody in this team has been part of a major before. They know what it takes to qualify for M80. It's not the same pedigree. Swish, Rec, Lake, all looking for their first. And in the head-to-head between these two, M80 hadn't lost the map this year, but now they're one in the dirt. The pressure's starting to show, and a chaotic game of Counter-Strike for everybody to enjoy. The force bite. Chance to throw one back. Elige, aggressive, of course.
This couldn't be better. A is mine. A is clear, and you're walking into the crosshairs of Elige. Halzuk, the unknown entity, smokes them off on useless. Swishes the top of his head, spotted by Floppy. Nice find on the double stack. Brave enough to mantle up. Now Halzuk, we discussed his positioning being overlooked, but hang on, Rex, oh my god, wait. Okay, hold on. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Hang on, it's not so fine. It's not safe, Rek. Elige down, 2v2, Sound Q on the bridge. Floppy's pushing B lobby though. Rek has the bomb on his back. Sin, okay, hang on.
Floppy should win the round from here. You wouldn't expect a player to be this far.
There's no way you're clearing this, and even if you do, you're dead. You got no HP. And so the bomb falls. Sin's been heard. Floppy just needs to live. And now he's been put on notice. A quick Tech 9 can finish the job. More than AK bullets. 17 points of health for Sin.
Has to go B.
Needs to clutch up with 20 seconds. These decisions made for him. JT's already over here and just needs to put one bullet into Sin to finish the job. Exposed, not ready for this one. Well played by JT. Complexity, as you said, the tides may be turning as it comes down to a 1v1. And M80's hopes of making the major in this best of 3 hinge on converting Vertigo.
Tomorrow gets very stressful. The details, I'm sure, the desk will be informing as the day goes on, but tomorrow is one that you don't want to miss. 7 teams from the Americas RMR have an opportunity to qualify for the major. We've already locked in 3. Pain on top of 9Z to start the day. Wildcard, they've already grabbed their spot. Can't be forgetting MIBR either, who are the ones taking down Complexity and putting them in this very position.
It must have just felt like most poetic of opportunities to play against a team you've never lost to this year. For a spot in your first major for the 3 Americans.
Floppy's getting to farm in this second half.
Truly. I mean, you saw that crazy shot he hit on the pistol that could have very well catapulted them into control, and 15 frags for him puts him at the top of the tables with Elige. Previously, Halzuk on Anubis, and they're taking it in turns to be partners in crime with the superstar. And an 8-8 scoreline. After a 7-5 half, a run of 3 after losing that second round. He pistol for M80 as we discussed, but now a run of 3 for Complexity, and the guns are back out. B lobby flash. Floppy mantles up, spots the toes, gets out.
I think one of the positive signs, if you are a B anchor and you've been farming as you have been so far within the second half, is you're full of confidence. You don't feel like you've been dictated to in the duels. Anything that's come your way, you've dealt with. So actually that makes you puff up your chest a bit more and are willing to take the fights on your own tempo. And I think in CS2 we're seeing more than anything. And if you're the ones who are proactive, you're the ones who are making the decision, you're likely to be the ones winning those moments. So a positive sign for Complexity as M80, risk-averse are going to just allow the utility to slowly subside. Platter to yellow molly to help for the A-ramp scaling. That's what it tells Cole. That's what they're learning and piecing together. Halzuk on the jiggle with the incendiary to block. Elige, his partner in crime, throws out a very interesting looking smoke to block out this ramp control. You'd
be scared to round that corner. They're not at all. Sin's going to throw his smokes regardless. Molotov on top to stop the push.
That's what I'm talking about.
Swish, Floppy, this proactive B defense pays dividends once again. Commits to the spray on Elige, puts him very low. Floppy didn't see him. It was right there on his screen. Teammate or radar, reveals it, and Rex still gets him. Opens up the avenue into B. JT pivots fast, as does Elige. Halzuk holds on to mid. Slaxz deleted. Clothesline by Grim.
Great shot. Important. Grim's had some impactful rounds this map as well. One of the conversations that tends to happen regarding Complexity, because we will be seeing an M80 save, is the consistency around Elige. Well, right now, Grim's had some big moments. You've got Floppy showing up in this second half of play. It was Halzuk on map number 1. And when teams talk about can Complexity be elite, well, it's those names that need to show up on a regular basis to help the superstar, the veteran, the heavily experienced 13 Major looking for his 14th Elige. Cole, they're not far off now. 2 saved guns, have to be partial investments behind it. That means no loss bonus for the individuals that held onto their weapons. That means there's going to be future issues, assuming they don't convert this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we start to see the Complexity pedigree. M80, a couple of slip-ups against buys like these. Will Cole weather this storm cleanly? Boosting up the AK-47. Floppy so far has passed every test on B. Rec, elevated angle, lovely adjustment. Floppy nimble, down to Sin.
Oh,
it's the
wow.
double. How has he gone and got two? Second guessing their decision though. Looks like they're actually going to capitulate a little. Hoping for mid to find some rotations. They know it's going to cause an over-rotation. Glock is not the weapon for the job. He gets it done. slaxz. Body shot whittles away at Halzuk. Elige, noted, he's the A player. The A player is CT. They scream. They decree. Lake catches JT. Now the B site's open as well, but the bomb's heading back towards A. What do they do? Lake's worried about Elige. And now a headshot required. He's the one to hit it. Lake secures it, and a must-win round for M80 to make it 9-9. The opposite of what Sin's saying after that double. Yeah.
Yeah, huge for him, isn't it? The massive impact on one of those saved rifles. I was talking about the worst case. Well, there's best case for you. And we add another one of these crazy rounds to the tally. These low buys, these ecos, these saved weapons making impact throughout as we continue to lock horns between the two of them down the stretch.
Just as I was thinking we might be seeing, complexity prove that they can handle it better.
Well, if they bounce back immediately again, I still think they retain that driver's seat. It feels a little bit similar in that sense to Anubis.
Yep. Elige. Couple of speculative shots. slaxz on 50. Lots of chip damage both ways. Yeah, he's just going for it. Lake just walking into the line of fire. Damage onto Elige furthers the low HP of the superstar, but gets his frag, gets away. And as we've seen on Anubis, Elige rarely struggles to find an extra contribution on the low HP. Grim lining up for this smoke towards the lip. Going to create a waterfall down.
Good awareness from Elige as well to consider the scaling through the smoke.
Yeah, done a double peak, multiple elevations. You saw how hard that was for Lake to actually, never mind pick a target, but take one.
Bogdan's Law coming into play in true North American fashion, so Elige will be gifted that thanks to Halzuk, now operating on the A1S.
Yeah, that smoke combined with that flash is going to have you very scared of ramp.
And again, this little trickle smoke from the crane dipping down. As nobody home for M80, they are turning, oh, never mind, around and back to A. I thought they would consider the B bomb site. 45 seconds.
I mean, with Elige low on the AWP, it is going to be a really important round for Halzuk to do his job.
Well, look at the util that's been held onto for M80 for the finish. There's plenty of smokes and mollies to make this work.
Halzuk's being proactive. There's no trade potential, and he goes down empty-handed. Krim cheats over from mid. That's forced JT and Floppy to address this as well with 20 seconds left. So here we go. The execute comes in. How do they handle this? A lick of the flame. Elige the Immortal. Somehow, heart still beating, but now quickening in pace as he's posted on towards Catwalk. Rec gets the bomb down on default, spots out Elige. One bullet would have done it. Sin. Now he's not going to be able to get anything. That's a disaster. He could have just pulled the trigger. A messy one. Falling apart at the seams. A clutch demanded a swish.
Doable.
Yeah, especially with JT low. Oh, but overlooks it! And low HP! The recurring theme in this round. As JT with 16 to spare makes 10 for Cole.
And that's where that heaven kill, you saw the body, you took the shot, the difference maker, it could have been right there and then. M80 can't get it done. Elige's opener and they convert the round. Sin kissing Floppy. He'll be regretting that one.
Sounds like fun. Oh, but not for M80. Oh,
from the last round where he had the hero double.
And that molly put Elige on 1 HP.
Yeah.
If he's dead to the molly, he doesn't get baited into Floppy. Just crazy scenes. Can we take a break? Okay, we have called a timer. Thank you.
This one will be called from M80.
Okay.
Well, the bomb went down, so they're looking at the finances. There is enough to bring out a couple of AKs. Maybe more than that. Swish has actually dropped one. So we might even see rifles across the board for M80. Manifest, yeah, they've pulled it off. Galil in lieu of the AK. Swish operating without head armor. It will actually be a factor because there are 4 M4s.
Looking to take B lobby early. Try and ensure the pressure is felt. Oh, but JT, what are you doing? Oh, he costs him his life Swish. Somehow couldn't track him. That was an opportunity, a real opportunity to find an opening for Swish, and he's had a messy one.
Another opening kill for Complexity there, just racking him up.
Yeah, huge discrepancy. Oh.
Just the basics, some of these little details. The pressure for M80.
Oh, it's being, I mean, it's visible, isn't it?
They're on the precipice. They're on the cusp, but... Oof.
Okay. I mean, now you have to overcome a man disadvantage. Walking into the line of fire of Halzerk and Elige.
These are insane, the opening kills. Floppy's 6-0. Elige's 4-0.
And the score is 10-9. So it's not out of the wheelhouse of M80 to turn these kind of rounds around. And a missed shot from Halzerk on the quick flick. Could have been very nice. Elige looks like he's been completely overlooked. Why are we not worried about Elige? You should be. Double kill. More could be coming his way. Supportive flash, but he's not going to overplay. He's happy to sit. They don't have the util to flush him out. His existence alone delays them. And now Grim can pick up the pieces. Sin, the 1v5 demanded of him, baits out the shot from the AWP, which is nice. But he's for the repeat. Trying to punish on these taps. He doesn't have the time to take every duel carefully. 1300 on him. He's still looking. Doesn't want to die after time. Wants to go down. Grim provides. Okay, we've got our complexity 2 rounds away from the major.
You've got to feel like it's done at this point, don't
I'm
you?
starting to. If anything, maybe I'm finished. Complexity now, it feels like, you know, you're on the green. I don't play golf. The ball's near the hole.
You just got to putt it in.
That's what I'm saying.
Great work from some of those names again. Just want to highlight it once more. Floppy with 19, Grim with 17.
And openings,
again. Yeah, the opening kills, of course. M80 just having to operate in a partial investment. Next round, they will be able to get out the full buy thanks to the loss bonus completely building out for them. Is going to be a B Expo. They've thrown util towards A. Here's JT up close.
He's so blind. He's so blind. Swish. Oh, can't finish it. JT, great supporting cast. He's doing a lot of work and he's set Floppy up for success. Look at him go. Flattens M80. This is his site. M80, every time they come and knock it, he's got the pepper spray. Fuego. 12-9.
I'm curious if Complexity just play really in their face, because right now, in what was a one-sided rivalry within the region and the year, Complexity are going to get the last laugh at the culmination of 2024, qualifying for the major just around the corner. Couple weeks time, Asia into Americas into EU, and then it all kicks off. Complexity, this will be one way to put a smile on Jason Lake's face.
Less stubborn about early B control. slaxz, haven't said his name too much here on Vertigo. T-side AWPing not always too easy, especially when ramp is being fought for tooth and nail. Elige and Halzerk have been making a very strong case.
When you consider the type of fights that they're taking as well, you know, it's not necessarily always long down the ramp. It's a bit more jarring, forcing them into these angles that favor the CTs. And holding on to the util on the CT side, 1 minute and 15 left on the clock. I still see a bunch of incendiaries and smokes. Ooh.
Angles available.
Yeah, I don't think that's landed as intended.
1 minute and 5 complexity frags away from the major. From stickers and knowing you can go to bed happy. Go to bed knowing your name will once again be in the game. And you will be attending the last event of the year. Grim does deliver the first. Lake provides the trade. M80 stubborn here, heading in towards the B site. JT and Floppy once again to be tested. JT, does he swing through? Does choose to isolate, but Swisher this time bests him. This is a fast flank from Elige. This could be enough. They're not ready for him. Elige tames the spray. It's only Lake left to play, and Complexity securing the perfect world. Shanghai Major, it's in. It's theirs. 2-0 as they slay their demon. The rivals fall into that final 2-2 bucket. Complexity best M80 convincingly.
And there you have it, Complexity guaranteeing themselves the spot at the Perfect World Major yet again, taking a spot 2-0.